morning, guys. It's Tuesday, October the 3rd. It is 7:44 in the morning. I'm running late. Sorry for the sun. I have to get my fluids today, and today was like they had 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock, and I have to see the neurologist this afternoon, so I couldn't do the 4 o'clock. So I hope everyone's had a awesome, Monday and an awesome weekend. Missed you guys. You should have had a video. I think I put it out yesterday. Yeah. About everything that went on Friday at the doctor. I've just been in a funk of a mood. Yesterday I definitely was. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that. Both of my parents are deceased, and they died 3 years apart. So they died when I was in my 20s, but it seemed like it was yesterday. So sometimes, every once in a while you just get those gloomy moments where you just miss your parents. And I especially miss because my mom, she was at all surgeries, anything that I had to do medical wise, she was a part of. And when I was still working, of course, she would call me every day to pray with me, because your girl has no patience. The Lord's working on me. Got some now, a little bit, not a whole lot. So she already knew her daughter in my mouth at the time, pre-Jesus time. So she would call me and praise the Lord, so I didn't have to go off on no patient or no doctor that day. So I miss that, just the prayer, which I'm glad and thankful that they instilled praying and faith and, in us from, little. I was a preacher's kid. Both of my parents were Pentecostal ministers. So, I know, but you're human, and, sometimes you just have bad days. So, and me and my husband, we talked last night, because I'm just so at a point to where I'm just, what is this guy doing? I'm so stressed out with everything, with this infection, being back on antibiotics, not being able to take my meds, my CellSep, can't do my Benlysta, because like I said, I've been off my CellSep since pretty much August the 10th, except for a week or 4 days to a week, I can't remember exactly. But at that time I had the Benlysta that covered me in between the time frame. So now I don't have the Benlysta, I don't have the CellSep, and I'm just at my wit's end. So one thing that I did do was, I don't mean to talk in my mouth full, but I gotta eat to take these antibiotics. I called my GYN and made them fax my results to the infectious disease doctor that they sent me to. Because the more I read up on this bacteria, Enterococcus, the symptoms that I had with the wound not healing, but the frequent urinary, I'm like, does that have something to do with it? It's a lot of the symptoms that I have, but I never knew what it was. I just kept thinking I had UTIs, and they kept saying that every time that my urine was clear, other than the protein. So the lady said the doctor doesn't come in until Wednesday. I guess he doesn't practice every day of the week. And she said she'll definitely call me, because I really don't feel like the Keflex, cause I finally got the pathology report online, and the Keflex is not one of the drugs that is covered as susceptible to fight the bacteria off. So my point is well, why would you give me something, which I knew he had the question of penicillin. Augmentin made me sick, really vomiting, but in the past it never did. So he said that probably I didn't eat enough. I don't know. But he still gave me something that's not penicillin based, which that's not gonna help me. So yeah. And I don't want to keep taking this medicine and it ain't gonna do nothing. Why are you giving me something that ain't even gonna help? I think I'm gonna be late today. I was trying to decide the best route, but the interstate, it still would have been stuck in morning traffic. So I don't let my husband talk, because just me being in a funk of a mood. You know, this disease affects your relationship, whether some people say it does or doesn't, because you got days where you don't want to be touched because your body's so inflamed, your skin just hurts, you know. And you know, I just have to remember he doesn't always, I mean, he knows like, hey, she, you know, doesn't feel good, leave her alone. But I have to come up with alternative ways of communicating than to just shut down, to let him know like, yeah, I don't feel good, but you know, we could do yada yada. And I wanted to plan like a getaway, because me and him don't ever really get away, just me and him, because you know of my bonus daughter. Her mom helps every blue moon. That's a whole different story, which I'm not gonna get into. So he was just like, well, you know, it's really hard to plan because you don't know, you know, from 5 minutes to the next how you really gonna feel. And he wasn't mad about it. He just said I would hate for us to book, because we wanted to go do a dinner cruise. We did this before we when we first met. He took me on a dinner cruise, and it was awesome, but it was freaking cold, and it wasn't October, because he was like, you really want to go somewhere? It's October. You remember last time we froze? So I said, yeah, you're right. And so he was just like, you know, I don't want us to waste the money to get a, you know, a nice hotel, and then, you know, you don't feel like going anywhere. He said, which is, that's fine. But I'm like, yeah, I get it, because like those cruises, they're not refundable up to a certain point. But I got to figure out something. So that's the question for you guys that are, you know, in relationships or even not. I mean, how do you, I mean, we know how hard it is to plan, but I guess I need some fun ideas that we can do at home. Because I never know when we're not going to have my stepdaughter, because there's not a consistent schedule. Her mom can just call and say, hey, can I get her? Or she'll say, hey, can I go to my mom's? Like, which, you know, it's, like I said, it's not consistent, so it's kind of hard to plan anything. So yeah, I'm looking for some tips. I'm gonna do a definitely Q&A, a real Q&A session with, you know, as husband and wife, just basically about this, you know, disease. I know he collaborated with me when I did the Q&A about lupus, but I really want to keep it real with you guys, keep it 100 about everything about this disease. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. And yes, we have stars and that have a platform that can definitely bring awareness to the disease. And don't get me wrong, they, you know, are at, you know, ambassadors for lupus.org and all these places. But what I don't care for, you know, everyone was like so commending Selena Gomez for coming out about her illness. And I know it's hard, you know, for us on the regular realm, but when you're, I guess, in show business and fame, I guess maybe you don't want to tell people what you have to go through, because maybe that'll prevent you from getting contracts or jobs. But at some point, I feel, you know, when it comes to the three that I know there's a whole lot more: Toni Braxton, Nick Cannon, and Selena Gomez. Like, you don't hear about it until they get put in the hospital. And I wish that they would have more of a platform when they do the interviews, when they get out, to say, look, this disease is deadly. You know, it's not about, oh, I'm okay, I can change my diet and I'm okay. No, it's not okay. You have a platform, use your platform. You don't know from one day to the next how you're gonna freaking feel. You don't, Nick Cannon, he's had kidney failure, you know, and he just like, and I mean, it's nothing wrong with being positive. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but it's my opinion. I just feel like you have the platform to not necessarily start a channel, but just like, if you go on your Instagram, Facebook, like, today is a flare day, you know, don't just let people see you always when you're good, because then they think, oh, well, lupus ain't really that bad. Like, it doesn't help bring awareness, but that's just my opinion. I love you guys, and be blessed. Alright guys, so fluids went good, except for them sticking me 5 times to access my port. And try to just be a nice person, but I think I'm just gonna have to say, give me the same nurse every time, because I can't deal with getting poked over and over, because you got nurses that are just PRN, which is just as needed, and it's the same ones that miss it every time, and they really weren't that busy, so I don't think they had that many of my normal nurses there. But I'm like, really guys, 5 times? I don't care if you got numbing cream on or not, that mess hurts. And they went all the way up to a 1-inch needle. So if you know, with Metaports, normally they use a 3/4, but this time they had to do a 1-inch because she didn't know what the heck she was doing. So first I had a guy, older guy, who's old as Methuselah, and he's really nice, but he said he's been off for a month. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I can tell. Subdivision versus. Are you fucking? I'm sorry. He just hit my doggone car. I have to delete some cuss words that I just said. I'm at the light, and this darn idiot is on the freaking cutting grass, and I hear something big thud hits my car from the doggone lawnmower. So I had to pull over to see what the heck, and I couldn't really see, so I'm gonna have my husband come out and look at it to make sure he didn't do any damage before they leave, because their behinds will be fixing it, because that's bull crap. You see people coming, turn your doggone mower the opposite direction of freaking cars. And it was at a gas station where he was cutting the doggone grass. I mean, it hit it hard. Hey guys, so I just left the neurologist's office. Everything was great on my MRI. She said that she was very concerned with my symptoms, because it really mimics MS, multiple sclerosis, but nothing showed up on my MRI. So I was so super excited. She feels like me getting back on one of the medications, which I just started it back like maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe a week, I can't remember. It was before my surgery. The amitriptyline to help with the nerve pain and neuropathy feeling. So she told me to, just continue taking that, and that she feels like that will help some of my symptoms. And unfortunately, it's just part of my, disease process that's very active with my lupus, to why, I'm feeling some of the symptoms that I'm feeling. So I'm thankful, I'm happy, because like I was super, super just worried, because I think back at the things that my mom went through. She was paralyzed. There's a lot of things, even though she never got diagnosed, but a lot of symptoms. I know she had lupus. Like I know she had some form of autoimmune, because they just kept saying fibromyalgia, Guillain-Barré. But the more research and the more I know now, I feel like that's what she had, and I wish she could have known that, and not having to possibly leave the earth at 55 years old. So you live and you learn. So I guess each decade or whatever comes along, you get more advancement in technology and medicine. So I'm really thankful for that. So yeah, I'm so thankful that everything gets okay. Like, I'm so happy. Like, I told my husband, like, I can't deal with anything right now. I just wanted to, let you guys know. And I was going to record it, but I completely forgot to record the process, because I was reading my book. I'm reading but it's about a lady with lupus. I will put the book in the description box below. It is such a good book. I got it on my iBook, because it was only like $2.99. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it is available in, hardback or whatever. But it's so like captivating listening to her story and knowing, what we have to go to get diagnosed and the hell that you have to go through before getting diagnosed and yada yada.